Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we unearth the most valuable insights from your sources. And today we're going to be diving into Donald Miller's Building a Story Brand. Specifically, we're going to be looking at chapters 1 through 3. And if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button down below. Make sure to do so to stay up to date with all of our latest deep dives. Now get ready to unlock the power of story in your marketing and learn how to avoid some common pitfalls that drain your budget. So let's get started.
I think what's really intriguing about Miller's approach is this whole idea of shifting the focus, moving away from telling your brand story and making the customer the hero of the narrative.
That's a fascinating concept. Could you elaborate on why that shift is so crucial?
So Miller starts by highlighting a really common problem, and that is that most marketing is just a money pit.
Yeah.
And this happens because businesses often fail to communicate their value proposition effectively.
Right.
So they may have impressive websites, they might have all these marketing materials, but the message just doesn't resonate. It kind of gets lost in the noise.
Yeah, it makes me think about that example he shares on that industrial painting company.
Yes.
That had a website that looked more like an Italian restaurant.
Exactly.
And it's just a perfect example of how, confusing messaging can lead to wasted resources.
Absolutely. I mean, Miller really argues that simplicity is key here.
Yeah.
He introduces this concept called the grunt test, which basically asks, could a caveman understand your offering in like 5 seconds?
Right.
If not, your message is probably too complex.
Yeah, so instead of overwhelming potential customers with information, we should focus on clarity and conciseness and making it instantly clear how our offering benefits them.
Absolutely.
Which really resonates with the whole idea of, the human brain's natural tendency to filter information for survival. Like Miller points out with those insights from Science Mike.
That's a great point. He explains that our brains prioritize information that's related to survival and thriving.
Right.
Whether it's physical safety, emotional well-being, or even a sense of purpose.
Right.
So customers are subconsciously looking for brands that address these needs.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, many brands just miss the mark.
Yeah.
They fail to connect their offerings to these fundamental desires.
So how does story fit into this picture? It seems like a rather unconventional approach to marketing.
Miller argues that story is actually a really powerful tool. It's a way to cut through that noise and engage the human brain on a much deeper level.
Okay.
He actually compares the difference between confusing marketing and compelling storytelling to the difference between noise and music.
Yeah.
Music has structure and rhythm,
Yeah.
while noise is chaotic and overwhelming.
Right.
So story provides that structure.
Yeah.
It makes your message more memorable and impactful.
This reminds me of Steve Jobs' transformation of Apple.
Yeah.
They went from technical jargon to simple story-driven messaging.
They position the customer as the hero and Apple as the guide.
Exactly.
And you think about those iconic Think Different ads. They
Yeah.
weren't about computers.
Right.
They were about empowering people to be creative and innovative.
Exactly. That's the essence of the StoryBrand framework. And so Miller introduces this SB7 framework. It's this formula based on 7 universal story points.
Okay.
You have character, problem, guide, plan, call to action, failure, and success.
Yeah.
And these elements form the backbone of any compelling narrative,
Good.
whether it's a novel, a movie, or even a brand message.
So you're suggesting that by structuring our brand message like a story, we can connect with our audience on a deeper, more emotional level
Exactly.
and guide them on a journey towards a solution.
That's it.
Wow. And Miller provides a practical tool called the StoryBrand brand script
Yes.
to help you map out your brand story using this framework. Wow. This all sounds incredibly promising. Before we dive into the details of the SB7 framework and the brand script, let's take a moment to recap what we've learned so far. We've discovered that most marketing fails because it lacks clarity and fails to address the customer's fundamental needs and desires. We've also explored how story can be a powerful tool for cutting through the noise and engaging the human brain. This leads us to the core of Miller's approach, making the customer the hero of the brand story.
Exactly.
Now, if you're enjoying this deep dive and finding these insights valuable, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analyses of your favorite books and business resources. We'll be back in the next part to explore the SB7 framework in more detail and show you how to apply it to your own brand.
Stay tuned. All right, so let's delve into the 7 elements of the StoryBrand framework, and we'll start with the character.
Okay.
Miller really emphasizes that the customer should be the hero,
Right.
not the brand.
Okay. So instead of bragging about how great our company is,
Exactly.
we should really focus on the customer and their journey.
That's it.
Okay. Can you give me some examples of how to do this?
Absolutely. So when you position your customer as the hero and your brand as the guide, you're essentially inviting them into a story where they are the central character. So
Right.
for instance, instead of saying, we have the best fitness equipment,
Yeah.
you could say something like, achieve your fitness goals with our top-notch equipment.
Okay.
So you see how the customer is at the center of that message.
Right.
It's about empowering them, not boasting about yourself.
That makes sense. People are naturally drawn to stories where they can see themselves as the protagonist.
Exactly. And to create a compelling story, you need to identify what the customer wants,
Right.
what they're striving for, what's their ambition.
Okay.
This becomes the driving force of the narrative.
So if you're selling fitness equipment, the customer's ambition might be to get in shape,
Right.
feel more confident, or improve their health.
Absolutely.
So then how do we identify the problem that they need to overcome?
That's a great question. And that leads us to the next element of the framework, the problem.
Okay.
Every good story needs conflict,
Right.
something that stands in the way of the hero achieving their goal.
Right.
Miller talks about 3 levels of problems: external, internal, and philosophical.
Okay, so I get external problems, like a leaky roof,
Right.
a broken car,
Yeah.
a lack of time.
Exactly.
What are internal problems and how do they relate to this framework?
So internal problems are the feelings and frustrations that those external problems cause.
Oh, wow.
So a leaky roof might lead to feelings of stress and anxiety.
Okay.
A broken car might make someone feel helpless or frustrated.
Right.
And a lack of time might lead to feelings of being overwhelmed or out of control.
I see. So it's not just about the practical issue,
Exactly.
but also the emotional impact that it has on the customer.
That's right. And while external problems are important, customers are often more motivated to solve the internal problems. They want to feel better, not just fix something.
Right. That makes sense. So can you give an example of this?
Absolutely. Think about a company that sells meditation apps.
Okay.
Instead of simply focusing on the features of the app,
Yeah.
they can highlight how it helps users reduce stress and anxiety,
Okay.
improve their sleep, and feel more balanced and centered.
So it's about connecting with the customer on an emotional level
Exactly.
and showing them how your product can help them overcome those negative feelings.
That's it.
Okay, this is really interesting. What about the third level of problems that you mentioned, philosophical problems?
So philosophical problems are a bit more abstract.
Okay.
They deal with a sense of wrongness in the world.
Okay.
It's about feeling like things should be different,
Okay.
that there's injustice or unfairness.
Okay.
So for instance, if you're selling organic food,
Right.
the philosophical problem might be the negative impact of industrial agriculture
Okay.
on the environment and our health.
So by tapping into these deeper philosophical concerns,
Yeah.
you can create a stronger sense of purpose
Mm.
and connect with customers on a values-driven level.
That's right. Now, once you've identified the problem, you need to position your brand as the guide.
Okay.
Remember, the customer is the hero of the story.
Right. And every hero needs a guide,
Exactly.
someone to help them on their journey,
Yes.
like Obi-Wan Kenobi guiding Luke Skywalker in Star Wars.
Exactly.
But how do we position our brand as a guide without overshadowing the customer?
It's a delicate balance. You need to demonstrate both empathy and authority.
Okay.
Empathy means acknowledging the customer's problem and showing that you understand their struggles.
Okay.
This builds trust and connection.
So it's about taking a moment to connect with the customer on an emotional level
Yeah.
before launching into a sales pitch.
Absolutely. And then you need to establish authority by
Excellent.
showcasing your expertise and proving that you have the knowledge and experience to help the customer solve their problem.
Okay.
This inspires confidence and reassures the customer that they're in good hands.
So if you're selling fitness equipment, you might share testimonials from satisfied customers who have achieved their goals,
Exactly.
or highlight the qualifications of your trainers.
That's right. You could also share research findings that support your product's effectiveness,
Right.
or provide valuable educational content that demonstrates your expertise in the field.
Okay, I see. So empathy builds trust,
Yes.
and authority inspires confidence.
Exactly.
And by combining these two elements, we position our brand as a credible and reliable guide
That's right.
who is genuinely invested in the customer's success.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got the character with their ambition and problem,
Yes.
and we've positioned our brand as the empathetic and authoritative guide.
That's it.
What comes next?
The next step is to provide a plan.
Okay,
Customers are looking for a clear path forward,
right.
a set of steps they can take to solve their problem and achieve their ambition.
So instead of just saying, buy our product,
Right.
We need to provide a roadmap,
Exactly.
a process that the customer can follow.
Yes. What does a plan look like in the context of a brand message?
Yeah, what does that look like?
Miller talks about two types of plans: the agreement plan and the process plan.
Okay.
The agreement plan is about establishing trust and setting expectations.
Okay.
It's like a handshake, a commitment between you and the customer.
So this might involve things like guarantees,
Exactly.
warranties,
Yep.
or a clear return policy.
That's right.
These elements give the customer peace of mind
Yes.
and assure them that they are making a safe and informed decision.
Absolutely. You can also include testimonials and social proof
Right.
to reinforce that agreement plan. Then you have the process plan.
Okay.
This outlines the specific steps the customer needs to take to achieve their desired outcome.
Can you give me a concrete example of a process plan?
Imagine you're selling an online course on photography.
Okay.
Your process plan might involve 1, mastering basic camera techniques,
Okay.
2, understanding composition and lighting,
Okay.
3, developing your personal style,
Got it.
and 4, building a portfolio. Go. By breaking it down into manageable steps, you make the journey less daunting and more achievable.
Ah, that's helpful.
Mm.
So by providing a clear plan, we're not only guiding the customer,
Right.
but also empowering them to take control of your journey
Exactly.
and achieve their goals.
That's it.
Okay, so what's the next step? How do we get them to take action?
That brings us to the call to action.
Okay.
This is where you clearly and directly tell the customer what you want them to do.
Right.
Customers need a clear prompt,
Yeah.
a specific instruction that tells them what to do next.
So instead of just presenting information and hoping the customer will take action,
Right.
we need to be explicit about what we want them to do.
Exactly. It's about being assertive but not aggressive.
Okay.
You're guiding them, not pushing them.
Okay.
So examples include visit our website,
Right.
schedule a consultation,
Okay.
or download our free guide.
Got it.
Miller differentiates between direct and transitional calls to action.
Okay. Could you elaborate on the difference between those two?
So a direct call to action asks for a purchase or a commitment right away,
Okay.
like buy now or enroll today.
Right.
A transitional call to action is a smaller step,
Okay.
designed to nurture the relationship and move the customer further down the sales funnel.
So a transitional call to action might be sign up for our email list
Exactly.
or download our free ebook.
That's it.
And this allows us to build a relationship with the customer
Right.
before asking for a larger commitment.
Exactly. The type of call to action you use will depend on your goals
Right.
and where the customer is in their journey.
Okay. This is fascinating. I'm starting to see how all these elements work together
Yeah.
to create a compelling brand story.
Right.
But what happens if they don't take action?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And that's where failure comes in.
Okay.
Failure is an important element of this story
Yeah.
because it highlights what's at stake.
Okay.
It shows the customer the potential consequences of not solving their problem or
So-
not taking advantage of your offer.
So it's not about being negative or fear-mongering,
Right.
but about painting a realistic picture of what their life will be like if they don't take action.
Exactly. It's about highlighting the pain points, the frustrations, and the negative outcomes that they might experience if they continue down the same path.
So for example, if you're selling a time management course,
Yeah.
the failure might be continuing to feel overwhelmed and stressed,
Right.
missing deadlines,
Exactly.
and sacrificing personal time.
That's it. By showing the potential for failure, we create a sense of urgency
Right.
and motivate the customer to take action.
Right. But it's not all doom and gloom, is it?
No.
We also need to show them the potential for success.
Right. Absolutely. Success is the flip side of failure.
Right.
It's about painting a picture of what their life could be like if they do solve their problem
Okay.
and achieve their ambition.
Okay.
Think about the positive transformation they will experience.
So it's about showcasing the positive outcomes, the benefits, and the transformation that they can experience if they take action and follow the plan.
Exactly. In the case of the time management course,
Yeah.
success might look like feeling more in control of their time,
Okay.
achieving their goals, and having more time for the things they enjoy.
Right. I see. It's about giving them a glimpse of a brighter future,
Exactly.
a future where they feel empowered, fulfilled, and successful.
That's right.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
We've explored the 7 elements of the StoryBrand framework: character, problem, guide, plan, call to action, failure, and success.
Yes.
It's like a recipe for crafting a compelling brand story that resonates with customers.
Absolutely.
But how do we actually put this framework into practice?
That's what the StoryBrand brand script comes in.
Okay.
It's a practical tool that helps you organize your brand messaging using these 7 elements.
Okay.
Think of it as a blueprint for your brand's story.
Okay. So we'll explore that more in part 3.
Oh.
So we left off talking about the StoryBrand script. Brand script sounds like a helpful tool for applying the SB7 framework.
Mhm.
Can you tell me more about how it works?
Sure. The brand script is essentially a worksheet that guides you through a series of questions. And these questions are designed to clarify your brand message. So you work through each of the 7 story points we discussed, making sure that you're addressing each element in a way that resonates with your target customer.
So it's like having a roadmap to craft a compelling brand story.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you walk me through an example?
Absolutely. Let's imagine you have a company that sells healthy meal kits.
Okay.
The first step in the brand script is to identify your target customer,
Okay.
the hero of your story.
Okay, so in this case, it might be someone who is busy health conscious,
Right.
looking for convenient ways to eat nutritious meals.
Exactly. Then you would define their problem. What obstacles are preventing them from achieving their goal of eating healthy?
Yeah.
Maybe they lack time to cook,
Right.
they struggle with meal planning, or they find it challenging to resist unhealthy takeout options.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
So we're pinpointing the specific challenges that our meal kits are designed to address.
precisely. Next, you would position your brand as the guide.
Okay.
How can your meal kits help them overcome these obstacles and achieve their goals?
Okay.
Perhaps you offer pre-portioned ingredients, easy-to-follow recipes, and a variety of healthy meal options.
Right, so we're showcasing how our meal kits provide a convenient and delicious solution to their problem.
That's right. Then you would outline your plan.
Okay.
What are the steps involved in using your meal kit service?
Right.
Do customers choose meals from a weekly menu,
Okay.
receive pre-packaged ingredients,
Yeah.
and follow simple cooking instructions?
It's about providing a clear and easy-to-follow process,
Exactly.
making it effortless for customers to enjoy healthy meals.
That's it. Next comes the call to action.
Okay.
What do you want the customer to do?
Right.
Do you want them to visit your website to explore meal options?
Yeah.
Sign up for a free trial. Use a special discount code.
This is where we clearly and directly tell them how to take the next step.
Precisely. Now, to create a sense of urgency, you would highlight the potential for failure.
Okay.
What will happen if they don't use your meal kit service?
Right.
Maybe they'll continue to struggle with unhealthy eating habits.
Right.
They'll feel tired and sluggish.
Yeah.
Or they'll miss out on quality time with family because they're stuck in the kitchen.
Right. This emphasizes the negative consequences of not taking action
Exactly.
and reinforces the value of our solution.
That's right. And finally, you would paint a vivid picture of success.
Sure.
How will their life improve by using your meal kits?
Yeah, how will it?
Maybe they'll feel healthier and more energized,
Okay.
have more free time,
Right.
or enjoy delicious home-cooked meals without the stress.
So we're showing them the positive transformation they can experience by becoming a customer.
Exactly.
This brand script tool sounds incredibly helpful
It is.
for clarifying your message and making sure you're hitting all the key points.
It really is. It helps you stay focused on the customer's journey
Yeah.
and craft a narrative that resonates with their needs and aspirations.
This has been such an insightful deep dive into the power of story in branding.
Absolutely.
By understanding the StoryBrand framework and utilizing the brand script tool,
Yeah.
we can connect with our audience on a much deeper level and ultimately create a more impactful brand experience.
It's about creating a message that resonates, inspires, and motivates action.
I love that. If you enjoyed this deep dive into building a story brand and want to explore more impactful business and marketing strategies, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our future deep dives. And as always, thank you for joining us on the deep dive. We'll see you in the next one.